Welcome aboard, folks. This is Babbaginator. We're in the long dark. I'm back streaming again tonight. Hope everyone's doing well. So where we last left off, we were here in the farmhouse. New day. Let's see, where are we at? We are, I think, day 3 now. Yeah, day 3. At this point, we've acquired a hammer. We have a hammer. We have a flare gun with no flare shells. We have torches and matches. 2 boxes of matches. We have started reading our way through this, I think. We've done our repairs. No, we haven't. Almost done our repairs. Okay. Hey. Why can't we hear the audio? Try that. There we go. Gusty. Do a little quick check here outside. Check the car.
Kind of heavy.
Okay, we have all the ingredients we need. We have the hacksaw and the hammer. We just need to get to a forge. What's our best bet here? If you're just joining us tonight, I'm Babbaginator. I'm Stream the Long Dark. I think the schedule going forward here is going to be maybe Monday nights, and then definitely I should be able to do Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then a few other nights when possible. Not guaranteed. Hey, EG. By a lot. Well, that's good to hear. I don't know if that's a sign of good taste or bad taste. Yeah.
I could eat a horse.
You could eat a horse. I wouldn't recommend it. What do we want to do here? Carrot. And then we're going to read for a little bit longer. not this one. The one that actually is useful.
God, I'd eat anything right about now.
Okay. So we just found the hacksaw inside the car by the farmhouse. So now we have all the things we need, right? We have the pry bar, we have both the pot and a pan, we have a hammer, we have a toolbox, right? Set of tools. So we can go ahead and we got matches. So we're good to go forge somewhere. We just have to decide where we're going to forge. Let's see, I think the wind should stop now. Yeah. Okay, let's go over to Molly's barn. We're going to try our luck. First, we're going to see if there's anything left behind over here. No, nothing worthwhile. Yeah. I'm just glad to be back streaming. Was weird to have such a long break from streaming. I knew I was going to take a break for the holidays. I didn't anticipate that my desktop would implode and then I'd have to get a new motherboard and a new hard drive. The hard drive that failed wasn't the one with the games installed, so that was at least good. I could quickly get back in, but it was the hard drive. The hard drive that failed was the one that had all my video and sound assets and design stuff that I'd used for putting together the stream layouts. So I did have to locate backup copies of things. And in some cases, like come up with a new solution if I couldn't find the original graphic. Yeah, let's see if we get the hat. Rabbit hat would be nice. Whole lot of nothing in here. Oh, I wish I could say I was a little bit more productive today, but I was not. I mean, I was productive on some things. I did some shopping that needed to happen. So all this start of the semester stuff, you always feel like after you've been away for a few weeks and your fridge is mostly empty, you're like, I gotta purchase stuff that I used up before I left so it wouldn't go bad, and now I have nothing in the fridge. And so I did some of that shopping earlier in the week, and then by this point in the week it was just realizing, oh, I forgot about a few things that I need. That's no sign of disrespect, it's just I need to light a new torch. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, Chinese New Year's is coming up. Oh, well, that works too. That was faster than I planned, but hey, worked. Okay, where are we going?
Where can I find something to eat?
Signal Hill. I think we'll go to Signal Hill. Ooh, the bear's out. Oh, plane crash. That's where I wanted to go. I knew I was forgetting something. I haven't done plane crash yet. It's going to be a little bit close. We can get to the little cabin. So yeah, Chinese New Year's is coming up, so I went and bought a few things to get ready for that. So I bought more pot sticker skins to make more Chinese pot stickers, because for Chinese New Year's, you're supposed to eat a lot of pot stickers, because the shape of the pot sticker, like the dumpling, is shaped like a silver ingot, like from ancient times, right? So the more you ate, the richer you were going to be in the new year. Now, obviously, probably wouldn't be good for me to chow down on quite so many, but I do want to make some more, since they're also really good to freeze and then heat up, steam or fry up, you know, whenever you need a meal, faster than having to make them all the time. So, missed. Okay. So I bought some wonton skins, or not wonton skins, pot sticker skins, and I also bought some Chinese New Year cake, which is basically a rice gluten cake. I will have to ask my mother how to prepare the batter for cooking it, but did we already do the plane crash? I don't think we did. No, we just came over. We came from Thompson's Crossing. We didn't go through the plane crash. Luck of the draw. So luck of the draw is challenge accepted. So every time we enter a new region or we spawn, we draw a card, a random card from a deck, and the suit tells us, so every region has a new challenge. And so if we draw, let's say, the 6 of hearts, it means we have to acquire 6 kilos of meat before we're allowed to leave the region. Now, we don't have to leave it behind. We're happy to, we're welcome to use it as needed. But we do have to track it. We have to track that we acquired 6 new kilos, right? And, you know, if we, so hearts are meat, kilos of meat. Diamonds are days. Clubs are hides or guts. That's kind of a pain. And spades is water. So we drew, at the start of this run, we drew the king of diamonds. So yes, 13 days we have to spend here before we're allowed to leave. So we're currently 3 out of 13. So we got a ways ahead of us. Another 10 days to survive here. So even though we have all the ingredients to go forward, we cannot leave yet. So I'm trying to decide what's the most efficient trip. Where do we go from here? If we go through yeah, I'm trying to think. We go for Forlorn Muskeg as our forge. That means we have to travel through Ravine and Mystery Lake. So that's 2 regions to get to the forge. Or we have to go to Desolation Point, which means we'd have to go through Coastal Highway, Crumbling. Yeah, so it's either way it's the same. It's going to be 2 regions before we get there. A lot can go wrong in 2 regions. So I was supposed to spend some time today writing up a new generator
Not sure I can carry much more.
for this challenge, and I didn't get around to doing it. So maybe tomorrow I'll write the generator. No stream tomorrow. Sundays are usually reserved for my online D&D game, and even though I don't think we're running tomorrow night. I'm going to leave it open so that I can work on prepping some stuff for my Friday night D&D game, which is going some interesting places. We're going, so where we left off, there was this epic combat. It was a good season finale. They fought a necromancer in a pocket dimension. You know, he had fled to a pocket dimension. They had managed to get in there to chase after him. And then a portal within, like an artifact that produces portals within that pocket dimension, malfunctioned in the midst of the combat. And after they defeated the necromancer, this portal opened up, and they failed, most of the party failed their saves and were sucked through the portal into an unknown realm through a malfunctioning portal. And the one person that got left behind was actually the person that's graduating. So it's actually already finished and is no longer in our group. So originally, she was the one that was supposed to get teleported away. With through a cursed ring that was malfunctioning. But instead, the ring ended up separated from her and created this malfunction in the larger space. And they all rolled their saves. And weirdly enough, it was actually, she was the only one that made her save against incredible odds. And the rest of the party, who were kind of, the odds were in favor of them making their saves, were the ones that failed. And so now I have the whole party in a brand new realm, which is going to be kind of a Weird West meets H.P. Lovecraft meets Mad Max. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a little bit of Dark Sun in there too. I think the big reveal is going to be that, they're going to be searching for a way to get back to their home world. But they're also, I think, going to discover that maybe sort of in Planet of the Apes style, they actually haven't gone anywhere new. They've just traveled forward in time. And this is the future of their world. So... But yeah, so basically it's Weird West, and you have creatures from the far realms, or eldritch horrors have taken over the world and cut them off from their normal gods. And this is kind of the post-apocalyptic aftermath. So we'll see how they like that. But because we lost one person, we recruited some new people. And I thought we'd get one, maybe 2 new people. I've now got 2 confirmed and possibly a third, which would take us to 6. 6 people in the party in a campaign that's now at level 10. This is... a potential, I don't know, we'll see how this works out. I am a little concerned because the sixth person is someone who does not apparently have as much experience in D&D. And I'm worried about the game getting bogged down.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
If they need to spend so much time figuring out how to run their character. But we'll see. I'm supposed to trying to schedule a time to meet with him and figure this out. The other thing I am not a huge fan of, but I understand that statistically it's hard to create this. So the player we lost, we had the female gamer, I don't know. Yeah, so the gender ratio is kind of skewing from one way to another way. We used to have, like, at one point it used to be majority girls in the campaign. And then it went to about even. And now we're going to, we'll have one female gamer, and that's it. So, but we shall see. We still don't have a bedroll. That's our biggest stumbling block right now. You want the hide? We want the guts.
The sun is setting. I can get a look.
Okay, we got one. I'd love to get more out of this. Okay, that's it. We're gonna go all in.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Trying to get as much as we can ready so we can be bow ready soon. We don't need the fat. Sounds like regular wolves.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, drop those guys, and we'll drop. That. Other tools. Oh, you're gonna do some Dead World runs. Yeah, Dead World is one of my inspirations for this. Like, I was looking around at a lot of different settings and thinking about what I want to do. The other thing I want to do is I don't know if you ever saw the anime Outlaw Star, but there is a technology in that game. So, anyways, it's space, but it's Western as well. And there is this cool weapon called a caster, which is basically a magic gun that uses the shells are actually spells. So like the shells are, it will only fire shells, and the shells are all specially prepared. Um, and the rarest shells have really powerful spell effects. And so you can have like simple spells that fire from it, but you can find incredibly rare ones, which then also, you know. So, anyways, it's interesting mechanic idea to have like a spell technology like this. So, I'm thinking of making an artifact weapon like that. Okay. But I have to work out all the rules and mechanics for that before I introduce it. And I'm trying to figure out what else is different about this world. Another thing I'm stealing from Midnight is I'm stealing the idea that all the gods are dead or cut off. They're all cut off from the world. So there are no clerics, except for clerics that are cultists that worship the Nightmare Lords, which are these eldritch horrors from the far realms. Which probably translates to actually an aboleth of some sort. And so, yeah, it could be an aboleth. It could be, I don't know. Mind flayers feels too easy. I like the aboleth idea. I've planted seeds for aboleths in the realm that they just left. So I think it would be interesting to see it translate into an actual combat they have to deal with here. Okay. One of the other eldritch horrors that I could introduce is actually the patron for the warlock in the party, who has discovered, much to his horror, that he is signed a pact with something that is determined to destroy the world. And it's a giant, a giant crab horror from the far realms that wants to eat the world. Okay, we'll leave these to cure. Listen to the storm outside. Okay, days survived 4. Let's not get poisoned. Good job, Astrid. Not getting poisoned. Okay, I want to read.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Okay. No, this is not good. Let's sit here and make some new torches.
Come on, little fire. Why didn't that work?
I don't know, why didn't that work? This doesn't work, we burn the book.
Come on, little fire. I've never been so hungry in my life.
Hey, Mitchy Itchy, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. How was your run? Do a little shout out here.
Dude, copied what I said. Hold on. That was perfect timing, so I'm gonna clip that.
Spawned in Milton, got the exploded. The Explorer's Rifle from Grandmother's. Cool. We're having a pretty good run. We started this one last time. We spawned last time, and we are on day 4 right now. But check this out. Check this out. Day 4, and we already have pot pan, flare gun, hacksaw, hammer, thermos, pry bar, tools, and 2 boxes of matches. That's pretty good. I'm like, this is an awesome start. Yeah. It started off a little shady. Like, we were pretty crappy start in the sense that we started off in Pleasant Valley, and it was midnight. It was like, and I got turned around. I wasn't certain where I was going, and I just lucked out, and I ended up making it to Thompson's Crossing. I was like, okay, we were very lucky to make it Thompson's Crossing because I got completely turned around. Just don't want to lose anymore matches. Stupid wind. Yeah. So we're doing a challenge here right now called it's called Luck of the Draw, and basically every time I spawn or start or move to a new region, I have to draw a card from a deck, and the suit tells me, so the number and the suit equal the challenge that I have to complete in that region before I can leave. And so hearts equals meat. We have to harvest or find that many kilograms of meat before we can leave. We can eat it, we can use it, but it has to be new acquisition. It can't be stuff we brought in. And then diamonds are number of days that have to be spent before we're allowed to leave. Clubs are number of hides or guts that we have to harvest or find, within that time, within our stay before we can leave. And then spades is water. Water's the easiest one. You just sit around boiling water and you get to go. But we, not starting easy, we pulled our first card and it was King of Diamonds, so we have 13 days in our first region, so...
I'm so cold, I'm warming up a bit.
13 days. Not doing anything halfway. Oh, another match gone. Torches keep going out. Yeah, I figure this is perhaps a little bit potentially easier than the Roll With It challenge. And it mixes things up, so like each region ends up being a different type of challenge. So yeah, I was gone for streaming. I had a big streaming break, an unintended streaming break, because, well, some of it was intended. I knew I was going to be away for holidays, visiting family.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
But what I didn't anticipate was that my desktop would have this catastrophic failure on the day before I left, and I lost one of my 3 hard drives, and I lost my motherboard. And so I had to order a replacement motherboard and get a new hard drive as well. The hard drive that failed was really one I was just using as a backup drive for storing video and audio, like assets for doing streaming and video creation. But it also had some backups of code projects. Luckily, I have those backed up on the cloud as well, so it wasn't a huge loss. But it was annoying because it also meant that I lost the assets that were related to Twitch streaming. So I had to go hunting to see if I could find if I had any backups anywhere. And some things I had to rebuild, and some things I just gave up on and chose not to do. So
It's goddamn freezing.
I wish it wasn't so gusty. I think maybe we take a nap for an hour. But I was lucky. The computer repair shop that I dealt with was very reasonable. And in the end, since I was the one that ended up having to order the parts for the new motherboard and the, because they said they could try to find one locally, but then they said that they checked their sources and they couldn't find a compatible one for the right price range that would be delivered in the right time. So I said, well, I've got one. I've already located one on Amazon. I can order that and it should be there when I get back. And so sure enough, I was able to get the motherboard, get everything set up. So I'm like happy everything's working again. And they only charged me for like the diagnostic fee. They didn't even really charge me for the labor of like reassembling my, migrating all the parts over to the new computer, right, to the new motherboard. In total, I paid like, with tax, like $115 for them to basically rebuild my machine. So it was like, you know what? They did all the testing, they did all the confirmation. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, I've built machines and rebuilt machines. I can do the work, but when there was sort of this cascade of hardware failures, I really wanted someone else to, do a full diagnostic and confirm there's nothing else that's causing these things to happen. Which it turned out it was the motherboard that was causing these things to happen. So yeah, so I think all told, it cost me $115 for the diagnostic repairs, and then I spent probably $350, $400 to get new motherboard, new 2 terabyte hard drive.
This will come in handy.
Ooh, pretty. So it really wasn't how I wanted to spend my Christmas money, but it was cheaper than having to replace the entire machine.
Take it.
Ooh. Undies. We're so excited. Second pair of undies. That guy's over there. Okay. Still have no bedroll. So someone said that there's pretty much never anything in the overhead compartments. I think they might be right. On Interloper at least. But it's a ritual. We'll check them all. We'll see if there's anything helpful. I think once I found something in there. says me. I think we'll check out the Skeeter's Ridge on the way back. But our focus is going to be get to someplace with a bed right now. Oh, Fox, thanks for the sub. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Are you keeping busy right now? Two-year anniversary. Yeah, congratulations. Oh, what do we got over here? So we still have the bunker to check out. Maybe we'll stay at the bunker. Yeah, everything starts up again on Monday. Well, actually, I just work on Monday. My classes don't start until Tuesday and Wednesday. So I debated whether I was going to spread my classes out more, and in the end, I just decided that I would prefer to just have a Tuesday, Wednesday schedule, and then be able to focus on working the rest of the time. So I have two classes on, I think it's two classes on Tuesday and one class on Wednesday, something like that. And then the rest of the time I'm working. So Monday, Thursday, Friday I work. It's the opposite of the 3-day, or yeah, instead of having like Mondays and Fridays off, I guess I do have, well, I work Mondays and Fridays. I don't have the long weekend thing where you have Mondays and Fridays off. Yeah, part of it's the problem with we're always running into this problem where they don't offer us enough classes. So it gets really, really difficult to get to get a schedule that works. There's always a mad rush when it's registration. Usually you don't get your top choices. And you just have to make do. I have only one required class left, and that's to take my second management class, and so I'm doing. There we go. No, this takes us not where I want to go yet. Yeah, I have to take another management class, so it's a class on academic libraries, which is fine. I mean, that's the area I want to work in, so I got that. That was kind of my top choice. And then the other two were kind of like, they weren't necessarily top choices, but they are valuable. They give you a little bit of versatility, but they're not really my top choices. So one of them is on, what's it called? Let's see, I have to pull this up. do. So yeah, what do I have coming up here? I'm taking intellectual freedom in the library, which is really more like a social, political angle on like the more of an activist angle on what we're doing in terms of preserving and fighting for intellectual freedom and representation. So anyways, it's an interesting topic. The professor is an excellent professor. I think it will be a good class. Um, then he's also teaching the academic libraries class. So I have two classes from the same professor, which I don't know if this is a wise idea. And then I'm also taking like information practice and protocols for indigenous information. I can't remember what the full title of the class is, but basically it is a look at practice and policy when working with indigenous communities and indigenous knowledge. And so this is something that is valuable to have something like this on, like as a librarian, because in Canada, at least, there's a lot of emphasis on making certain that we're following the proper protocols and showing the proper respect and understanding sort of the limits of what should be open access versus what needs to be closed or limited access, depending on the the protocols and the expectations of each community and what they want. So some things are considered sacred knowledge, some things are considered knowledge that is meant for a certain generation of people. So you must be at least this age in order to access this knowledge. And there's other things that are like separated by gender. So there's like different categories of knowledge. Some things are meant for the community only and not for outsiders and researchers. And other things are like, this is intended for a wider audience. And then there's different information tools, digital tools we use to help, govern sort of that type of access. So that's going to be, I think, practical in the sense that if you're working within the university system or the public system, these are questions you do need to be asking and be aware of. Is it the most sexy class to take? No. At least not right now. But it could be, maybe, depending on how it's taught. So I don't know anything about this professor at all. I considered taking another young adult literature class, which would basically be a lot of reading. And I know I'm already going to be reading a lot for some non-school related stuff. So it's like, you know what? I just don't have it in my schedule. And it would be a Monday class, and I don't have anything else on Mondays. So yeah, I was like, I don't need to stretch out my school week to be on campus extra days. So yeah, that's what happened. The classes I would have been happy to take, but they just weren't available, was I wanted to take something in collection management, which is all about building collections. Okay. Yeah, totally, Fox. That's true. It's like I think in the sciences we really do favor like having more open access stuff. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, get ready for bed. We'll catch up with you again. Um, yeah. But I'll say like most of what I'm doing these days is actually my work is what is my biggest education really right now. It's I'm working already basically in the type of job that I would take after graduation. So that's the better experience. And here's Here's our bunker. Will we be lucky? Will this bunker be full of goodies? Or will it just be some cardboard boxes?
I'm not sure I carry much more.
That's just crappy stuff. Okay. Hello. Hello, crappy boxes, my old friends. Yeah, it'd be lovely if you could start a fire in the grate, but that's not how it works. Actually, you know what? No, it's indoors. You can't start fires indoors. Oh, there's another grate. Oh, great. There's multiple grates. Okay. There's a bed to sleep in. Or should we just rush back and go? There's enough time we could rush over to. Or maybe not. Gusty. What am I thinking about Black Frost? I'm pretty excited about it. I'm curious to see how the multiplayer option or the cooperative mode is going to work. I love the visuals. I think there's so many new places that they're introducing that will be interesting to explore. And I'm kind of curious about some of the new mechanics and like new environments that they're going to introduce as well.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
I'm excited. And I think they're basically listening to the community and thinking about, like, if we were to do TLD again, which they are, how could we incorporate more of the things that really made it a success and also address the things that the modding community had to pick up. I think they have the advantage of being able to see, like, things that the people that modded the game were able to do and say, yeah, that's a good idea, or maybe we would do this differently. Yeah, there's going to be factions too. It'll be interesting. I think yeah, I think it introduces a wide variety of gameplay styles, right? You could try surviving separately, and then as resources become scarce, fight over what's left, you know. Or find some way to coexist, you know. But yeah, you could actually do a tournament thing. Yeah. Uh-oh. We're almost out of torches. We normally search this. Oh, wait a sec. I got just the thing. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else
Come on,
is
little fire.
new.
Come on.
Mm.
Perfect.
But it's still going to be a while before we see it, so we have plenty of time to keep playing. This one.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Ooh, I see saplings. Okay, let's see, what do we have? We still have a fair bit of water. We can make some porridge. We have some dog food. We're good? We're good.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Oh, we can make bannock too. Look at that. Let's go ahead and make the bannock.
Feels like night is coming.
Uh-uh.
Thank you.
Hmm?
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Don't need these.
Can you eat?
Okay, so where are we at now? Day 5. Oh, I should have dropped this down. Oh, put it there for now. Maybe we just take it with us. Take it with us.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Okay, still have to go to the cave. See if we can look out and find bedroll there. Oh, that was unfortunate. Wolves up there, wolves down there. Wolves everywhere. Go away. Go away. That'll go looking for a red wolf.
Gotta warm up somehow. Oh, so cold. Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, we'll leave this at the entrance here, so it has some time to cure.
I could eat anything.
Okay, here we go. Squeeze through.
Come on, little fire. Come on. Come on, little fire.
Okay. Gotta kick off all our clothes, Astrid.
If I don't blow him up soon.
Nope. Second flare. That's useful.
Damn.
Bedroll.
Freezing.
Well, it makes me wonder where this is supposed to go. Anyone? Nowhere? Actually, which do we want? Maybe we want the windbreaker and then the parquet. That's 1 hour, so it's going to take too long. 30 minutes? We can do 30 minutes.
Damn it. So hungry.
Oops. "45 minutes to tear that up?" There we go. 10 minutes for that one. Okay, so I think we're heading out now. Still no bedroll.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
So our next step is to go hunting for saplings. I guess we could always check the car crash here. Point of disagreement. Feathers at least, right?
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Well, we'll take another box of matches.
walk with this much gear.
Where are we going? Skeeters, I think. And then check on our guts. I've been debating how long I want to run tonight. I normally do about 2 hours, but sometimes I'm a little tired, sometimes we get a late start. Tonight we had a late start, so I'm toying with either wrapping up in about 15 minutes or going for another half hour. We'll see how I'm feeling. So, and I haven't been streaming TLD. I have been playing Balatro, I think it's called. It's a new, really popular card game on the... I look rough? I look rough. Maybe. Foot around. Good to see you. Do I look rough in what way? Do I look like I've been punched up? Do I look like I'm missing and striking matches I don't need to strike? That's a bad sign. Yeah. Tired? Yeah. I should have taken a nap this afternoon. I had time to do it. I didn't. So yeah. I think we probably will wrap up in about 10 minutes. We'll get to a good spot. Feels like a good place to break, and we will finish up. Okay, we just want to find some more saplings. Back here. We got lots of birch now. We still haven't found our first maple. Just gotta make a bow still. Yeah, I will a bit too. It's been the last few days I have not slept as well as I usually sleep. Usually I go to bed and I'm out, and then I wake up in the morning and fine. But sometimes it's a little more like interrupted, and so the last few days it's been basically sleep for a few hours, wake up, go back to sleep, wake up, go back to sleep, wake up, go back to sleep. So wake up like 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night. I think unconsciously it's just sort of knowing that the break is coming to an end and that school is starting up, and I'm kind of ready to be done. A little bit of anxiety about what this new term is going to bring in terms of the classes. I've got only 3 classes, but I am not quite certain what the workload is going to be like. I really should take a closer look at the course descriptions and syllabi that's finally out, so I can see what it really looks like. Yeah. No, it's just weird when you're like, you have a long stretch of you sleeping properly without interruption, and then suddenly you have like interruptions. And I think part of it is just like
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
change of schedule. Like I was home in Saskatchewan, like with family for like almost 2 weeks, and you kind of get into a pattern there, and then you're like back. And while I'm happy to be in my own bed again, it is a little different, right? My roommate was saying that too when I got back. They'd gone a few days with no one in the house. You know, they had a few friends over for a little. A few friends visited over the Christmas, you know, for Christmas, and then they all left. And then my roommate had basically like 3 days of pure silence, which as an introvert, they needed the time to recover from having like lots of people over. Well, not lots of people, but people. So. I get like that too. Like I need recovery time. So, but they were saying like it was a little weird to have me back in the house again because they'd gotten used to like the silence.
Barely walk.
It's not like I'm loud. It's just that, you know, second person in the house. You know, you make noises as you move around. I think clearly we're going to need more torches here. Ooh.
Come on, little fire.
Did you know that this area, Skeeter's Ridge, is now a moose spawn? We don't get wolves here anymore, but we occasionally get a moose. That was terrible. So yeah, you don't have to worry about being chased by wolves around here anymore. But, ooh, you have a moose. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it would make it easy. Do. Where's our house?
Come on, little fire.
We're just gonna cook up some dinner here, and then we'll get going. Well, get some sleep, I think.
Come on, little fire. Perfect. I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Hey, Roar. 6 hours of overtime. Hopefully you got paid for that. It's no fun when you don't get paid for your overtime.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Mm. I used to work as a computer games programmer, and the games industry was notoriously bad for basically misrepresenting the fact that we were owed overtime. So they would do things like tell us to falsify, well, tell us to report our hours as 40, even if we work 60, 70, 80, or 94 hours. It turned out if you actually filled out your timesheet, it would tell you hours worked, hours paid, and then unpaid overtime. So their own timesheets knew that they were owing us overtime. They just didn't want to pay us. That's why there were so many class action suits during that time period. Yeah. Okay, let's pull a few more torches here. That was bad.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Okay. Yeah, take care. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Do you think it's supposed to do that? I don't think it's supposed to do that. Hmm. Okay, time to poison yourselves. Nope, we didn't get sick.
not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
$50, $14.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Yeah, animated battle maps are pretty cool. I haven't used them for a while, but they have been cool when I've used them. Okay, so I think we still ended up doing our full 2 hours, so we're gonna head back to our cabin and save once we're on the inside.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We are currently sitting at day 6.
All I can think about is food.
Okay, official save, and then we're gonna back up and go out. We'll read one poem, as is our custom. Oh, I guess I am kind of looking kind of tired. We'll read one poem. Where's our poem? Poem chooser. There it is. Yeah, we did that last time. Letter 35. Okay. I think we've done that for a while. This is from a series of poems that's not in any books currently, but is kind of an ongoing project that I keep taking long breaks from and then forget about and then decide maybe I should give it a try again, and then I try to do something and then I don't do any more work on it. So it's kind of an abandoned project at this point. This is a poem entitled Letter 35 from a sequence of letters that would have been a collection called, or a project called Letters to the Unknown Wife. Let's see. There it is, letter 35. I'm tired of being vigilant. When darkness comes, let me open the gates of the walled city and let you in to wander the streets laid in river stone and pearl, beneath an artificial sky woven from the weathered lines of your poems, the hushed song of dark. Hens in their nests, the thread-worn wings of fire and lightning. I will break all the dams that surround this place, that hold back what remains of snow and sorrow, whatever the mountain has failed to keep in its secret vaults, in its high places. I will let loose the moon from her moorings and give all the stars back to the toothless night. I have grown old in my waiting. Like a snail, I've carried my armored world with me, a labyrinth of names turned upon a lathe of song. Yay, old person poem. Yeah. Yeah, so this one, I think, like I said, the project kind of circles around this idea of writing these letters or love poems for a beloved who you've never met. And so that was kind of the idea. Like most love songs, most love poems center on the physicality of like having known, physically known, personally known, visually known who the person is. And so we tend to fixate on those type of things. And then I thought, well, what is it like to have like some sort of confidence or certainty that someone exists out there and yet not know the specific details. And so the speaker is imagining. And then by this point, letter 35, there's a point of frustration that kind of grows in here. I'm tired of doing this, and there's like a desire to just kind of fling open the gates of the city and just like let whatever happens. I think one of the things I do like, there's some things I feel are like a little repetitive that kind of creep back in from other poems I've written. So I don't necessarily consider this poem like the best of the sequence, but I do like this ending. I've grown old in my waiting, like a snail. I've carried my armored world with me, a labyrinth of names turned upon a lathe of song. And there's something about that sort of image of like a snail that carries their world with them. And then that spiral of the snail shell, kind of an echo of this strange labyrinth of names, which now gets turned on a lathe of song. So it's spun into something else. So labyrinth feels much more regular in shape. I don't know. Labyrinths can be curved, but usually they can be, like in D&D, we think of dungeons as a little bit more rigidly defined, I think. More square and rectangular, right? But this a labyrinth can be classically much more complicated and twisted and tangled, and that it's turned into a single thread on the lathe of song. Yeah, so that's kind of where that one came from. I have no idea where like the dark hens and their nests came from. That was just kind of a weird image to pop into my mind. But yeah, this was published in 2017 in a journal called Moria, which is out of a small university in Los Angeles. And I had the pleasure of being invited to read there when I was in town a few years back. I think probably 2017. My second book was out, and so I was doing a bit of a book tour, and so they invited me to come to their campus and read. So it was fun to do that. Okay, so let's figure out where we're going. Good night, moon. Sort of, not really. Okay, so Twitch. Current streamers. Who do we have? Big Fish is up. Nemesis is up. Let's go visit Nemesis. Nemesis usually raids us, but I am tired, so we're going to raid Nemesis. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. I'll be back, I think maybe Monday night. I have a meeting at 8:30, so it would be a little bit later. That's like really depending on how tired I am on Monday night. So if not, it will probably be Tuesday night. It's possible I might pop on tomorrow night if I have nothing else to do, but I kind of feel like I will be busy doing something. Okay, folks. Thank you all, and we'll see you on the other side of the raid.